Every day, Fernando looks through job vacancies. The 45-year-old lost his job when the warehouse company he worked for restructured a year ago.
I usually work in logistics, but if I had to, I could go back to hospitality. In fact, I've been looking for waiter jobs. I'm even prepared to clean the streets if I have to. I have no problem with that. My big mistake was not studying.
These last few years have seen him working a string of ever shorter contracts, which are also increasingly difficult to land.
This application is from the 30th of December last year. I didn't even get an interview.
The unemployment rate in Spain in 2013 was 26.3%. This year, it fell to 14%. In that time, the economy has recovered and the country has reformed its labour law. It's been good for companies, but not necessarily for employees, says Fernando.
It used to be easier to find a job, and severance pays were better. Nowadays, it's easier for companies to fire someone.
Fernando gets €890 a month job seekers allowance, about 60% of his former salary. It's an allowance that's gradually decreasing and will end in May 2020. Fernando supplements this income taking photos at weddings or communions. He's also learning English with a program offered by the job centre. In Groningen, in the north of the Netherlands, changing trade has become the norm. That's the case for Rudy BOER, former manager of a clothes shop. He filed for bankruptcy 2 years ago, but just 3 weeks later, his new life began.
Goedemorgen.
I got an email from the job centre to ask if I could fill in at the seasonal outdoor ice rink that this restaurant runs over Christmas. It was just for a few weeks at first, but because it went well, they offered me work at this brasserie.
On top of his €1,700 net pay, Rudy's former salary will be matched for 2 years, with an added allowance of €300. It's a top-up designed to draw new candidates into the catering industry. With an unemployment rate of 3.3%, one of Europe's lowest, certain sectors in the Netherlands find it difficult to recruit. The advisors at the local job centre try to point candidates in the direction of these sectors, sometimes without taking into account their personal aspirations.
We try and guide people towards jobs they're qualified for and that they'd like to do. But when they've been searching for a while, we point them to areas they might not have thought about, but that they're still appropriate for. What's most important is that people aren't out of the job market for too long.
Job seekers are urged to change lanes and also strictly monitored, like JELLIE. She worked for a long time as a substitute French teacher. Between 2 replacement jobs, she had to send 4 applications a month in order to keep her benefits, even during school holidays.
Your future is already secure, that you have a job. But why you still have to apply? And also because schools are closed, so you cannot go to a job interview at that time. So it has no sense.
JELLIE is now temping at a glasses manufacturer. She hopes her contract will be renewed and made permanent. In the Netherlands, people on short-term contracts, temps or self-employed, make up 35% of the active population, twice as high as in France. Shorter, insecure positions, the price of job mobility and full employment.